So the future of transportation isn't autonomous vehicles, it's not flying cars, it's a vacuum tube. And I mean a vacuum tube, exactly what you're all thinking, which is Futurama. So in 2013, Elon Musk woke up in the middle of the night shuddering about his commute from his office in Hawthorne, California to LAX. I made that up, by the way. I just think that's what happened. Regardless, what actually happened was in 2013, due to his frustration of commuting, he released a white paper onto the internet that he dubbed Hyperloop Alpha. Now, at the time, he had dubbed this as the next generation of transportation, the fourth mode of transportation, and all these other superlatives. At the time, though, he also, of course, was running Tesla, running Solar City, being Iron Man in his spare time, trying to save humanity and get us to Mars, and a number of other things. But at the time, he said, okay, I don't have time to actually develop and design a Hyperloop, so I'm going to release this white paper onto the internet. Anyone in the world who wants to take this white paper and start a brand new company with it, feel free to do so. It's open source. The idea is all yours. And that's exactly what happened. Fast forward 5 years, 2008 now, we have a concept that's being built and developed right here in the US called the Hyperloop in Nevada. So, Steven, what is the Hyperloop? Well, audience, this is the Hyperloop. Imagine a bank tube. You know those pneumatic bank tubes that we don't use anymore outside that used to bring things from inside outside? Make that the size of a train. Now take that pod, and instead of just having it move through air, put it on pneumatics so that it can float. Now put yourself into that pod, which is in a vacuum, and then sling yourself off to your destination right under Mach 1 at 700 miles an hour. Yeah. So that is the Hyperloop. Now let me describe it another way that might make you a little less nervous. Take an airplane flying in the air, cut off its wings, and bring the fuselage of the plane down to the surface of the Earth. Then bring the low pressure environment of the upper atmosphere down to the Earth by putting it in a tube. Now, instead of just flying in the air, you're flying at the surface of the Earth. That's the general concept of the Hyperloop. So many of you are probably asking, well, if I go to Hyperloop, is my face going to melt off moving at 700 miles an hour? The answer is no, your face will not melt off. If you've flown in a commercial airline, you've probably already flown at 700 miles an hour. Most of those planes, you're doing international travel, are moving between 650 to 700 miles an hour. So we're just kind of readapting a lot of modern technology into a next generation high-speed rail system. So what does the Hyperloop mean for us who live in cities and are maybe going to use this in the future? And what does it mean specifically for Texas? For one, the Hyperloop would allow us to move from DFW to Austin in 19 minutes flat. Hold your breath. Figuratively and literally, I guess, in some ways in this case. 19 minutes, and that's without TSA. Now, when you can move between Dallas, Austin, or any other Texas city within 30 minutes, how do you actually decide where you want to live now? Where do you want to work? Could you live in another city, go see your friends in another city for happy hour, be back for dinner without even blinking an eye? You can. And this just isn't some reality that people are talking about that Elon was tweeting late night on drugs, which he's been doing recently. This is actually coming here. So just recently, if you listen to a lot of the news about emerging mobility technology in this region, you'll know that the regional body that manages transportation in this region, the North Central Texas Council of Governments, has committed almost $10 million to begin preliminary engineering of this concept to allow Dallas and Fort Worth to be connected with the Hyperloop sometime in the early 2020s. This is not something that's coming in the next lifetime. This isn't something coming in the next decades. This is something that's coming now. And what does this mean for all of us who actually are living in Texas? And what are the reasons why it is coming to Texas? Well, one, everyone in this room is very likely a subscriber to Amazon Prime. Raise your hand if you're a subscriber to Amazon Prime. Okay, everyone rose their hand. If you're not, you probably should. And if you are a member of Amazon Prime, you're familiar with the idea that in this region, we get free 2-hour shipping with anything, right? Especially from Whole Foods, because Amazon bought Whole Foods. Now, take that concept with mobility in your life. You expect now through things like Uber and Lyft, we go anywhere, anytime, on demand. But generally you think about that in your neighborhood, in your city, or even in your region, like here in Dallas-Fort Worth. But now expand that concept to anywhere in the state of Texas. That's the idea. The Hyperloop is meant to be fully autonomous, fully electric, and emissions-free. So not only is it high speed, it's also better for the environment. So now you can zip along and not feel self-conscious about the emissions your car is releasing. And whenever you want to go, boot up your phone, tell you where you want to go to your destination, and the Hyperloop will take you there. That is the future that's coming to Texas. It's something we're really excited about. It's going to change the way all of us consider living and breathing in this region. Thanks.